Shalom, first and foremost. Call Loyum, Wakabah, like Yahweh Bashim, Yahushai Bashim, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and citations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And as it is written, and we're going to always quote it because it's very relevant. Habakkuk 2 verse 3, the vision was yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And we can see that major things are beginning to be fulfilled. And it's an indication that, the Lord is getting ready to return. All we got to do is just continue to focus and keep our eyes open and watch. All right. And this little video right here, this was uploaded 2 days ago. As you can see in the title, the prophecy of Euphrates River drying up is happening now. All right, so this is pretty much urgent because we know that this plays a major role in how the Heavenly Father is getting ready to set up these nations in the valley of Jehoshaphat, where he's going to have all these nations, all right, all these different armies, gathered in that region of the earth, to battle it out. And that's going to be the final battle, all right, on the planet Earth before the Lord comes back and, subdue all these nations and put them in subjection. And then, nations will not learn any war anymore because everything's going to be brought back in its rightful order. So, this right here is just another sign. And the Lord's pretty much, he's setting it up for these nations to have one big party. All right, y'all nations getting ready to have a party. And the Lord's going to show up a bit later. All right, don't worry about it. He's going to come through. Y'all going to get it in. Y'all going to do what y'all do. And then the Lord's going to step in. He's going to, come to the party kind of late. Even though it really ain't late because you're just waiting on the Father. And, he's pretty much going to show you that he's the King of kings. But anyway, let's watch this video. This little clip is 2.5 minutes. And it's going to go into how you seeing, all right, the prophecy being fulfilled, which is in Revelation, the 16th chapter, and I'm going to get it. All right, so let's listen.
From satellite image, it shows clearly that the Euphrates River is extremely drying up. The Euphrates River is the longest and the most important river in the Middle East. Originating in Turkey, the Euphrates flows through Syria and Iraq to join the Tigris in the Shatt al-Arab, which empties into the Persian Gulf. Since the last 2 decades, the Euphrates is continuously drying up. Strangled by the water policies of Iraq's neighbors, Turkey and Syria, 3 years severe drought, and years of misuse by Iraq and its farmers, the river is significantly smaller than it was just a few years ago. Some officials worry that it could soon be a country with no river. The shrinking of the Euphrates, a river so crucial to the birth of civilization that the book of Revelation prophesied its drying up as a sign of the end times, has decimated farms along its banks, has left fishermen impoverished, and has depleted riverside towns as farmers flee to the cities looking for work. Though it once was susceptible to regional flooding, numerous dams have been built along the Euphrates in the past 50 years which now regulate its water flow. The drying up of Euphrates, Syria's longest river, is raising concerns as the demise of the water body could lead to a humanitarian disaster in the country. Iraq is battling its worst drought in decades. Lack of rainfall and poor resource management has left communities that depend on the Tigris and Euphrates rivers devoid of the water they need to survive. In Islam, some of the hadiths of the Prophet Muhammad suggest that the Euphrates will dry up, revealing unknown treasures that will be the cause of strife and war.
And if I'm sure he never received that revelation, I'm sure he got that from the book of Revelation. All right, he got that from John the Revelator. That was the vision the Lord gave to him. Not no damn Muhammad. The hell with some damn Muhammad and Islam. All right, but let's continue.
The drying up of Euphrates River also raised concern among Christian community. In the Holy Bible, Revelation chapter 16 verse 12 says, "And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared." The drying up of Middle East is not a prophecy anymore. It is not a prediction. It is a fact that is happening. 5 largest lakes in the Middle East are already drying up. Rising temperature and mismanagement are contributing to water insecurity and could lead to environmental crises.
There it is. And a couple scriptures. What she already quoted, the one in Revelation 16 and 12. Let's get well, one, let me get one in Psalms, because this is a good one. This is what's happening all across the board with these different extreme weather patterns, where you got a lot of these rivers and lakes drying up, like over here on the West Coast. You know, you have a lot of drought, you know, a lot of dryness. You know, we've been barely getting any rain, and you know, Lake Mead over here in Nevada is drying up. All right, and that's causing a major problem for those living here on the West Coast, where they're gonna have to, you know, start bringing in water restrictions, and it's gonna mess also with our power. All right, Psalms 107 verse 33, and this is the Lord's doing. He turneth rivers into a wilderness, and the water springs into dry ground, a fruitful land into barrenness for the wickedness of them that dwell therein. All right, and that's what the Lord is doing. He's turning these rivers, he's drying them out. All right, and of course it's going to lead to you know, ecosystem issues, you know, thirst and different other things, and that's the Lord, you know, bringing the plagues to the world. He said, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." All right, so now this is also setting the stage for these nations to be stationed in that region of the earth, which is in the Middle East. All right, that whole area is a hotbed. They mentioned Syria and Turkey, and this constant proxy wars being fought over there in that region. You know, mainly you got the Iranian forces that's over there. You got the Israelis, Amalek over there, and they all are opposing and fighting each other for, you know, posture and dominance over there on that side of the world. And, you know, they're getting pushback from, you know, Russia and China and all those BRICS nations. And as you can see right now, what's happening is you got the G7 countries, you know, them having their summits, you know, and they're trying to figure out strategies to push back from, you know, the Russian, Chinese, BRICS nations, and how, you know, they're basically trying to counter their dominance to this, you know, new world system. That's why, you know, it's a battle economically and you know, trying to expand land and take territory to have control over pipelines and certain resources. And it's really all it's all about you know, maintaining a dominant regime. You know, it's basically a hegemon war that you see happening, and that's why the Lord is stirring things up between these countries. All right, let's go to Matthew 24. The Lord said that it would be nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and they're going to be fighting for what? For power, for you know, dominance over you know, certain regions, so that they can keep track and maintain you know, certain resources, so on and so forth. All right, this is Matthew 24, and I'll start the 6th verse. It says, "And you shall hear of wars or rumors of wars. See that you be troubled. See ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, and that shall war. And there shall be famines," in which we see that's being built up. And by the way, another food manufacturing plant got destroyed today. So that's what, your 100th or 101. So you already see what's happening right now. Famine is definitely getting ready to happen. And it's going to be a global thing. It says, "And pestilences." You got the new meningitis outbreak. You know, various other viruses. All right. Earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So we're in that time. All right. And let me go to Joel, because the Lord, you know, he's the one that's putting the spirit on the kings of these nations and preparing them for this last world's war. All right, the second war is past and the third will come quickly. And you know, the bear is being poked by the beast right now. All right, and recently you had the bear attack a mall over there in Ukraine, and like they said, it killed a lot of people. So NATO since then have announced that they're deploying 300,000 troops over towards their way. So they're pretty much on the brink, and this is all the Lord's doing. Joel 3 verse 9, proclaim you this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right, get ready to party, man. There's going to be one big party, and it's going to be your final party. All right? Everybody getting down. And everybody's going to be picked. Everybody's going to be forced to choose a side. All right, you got nations being gathered on the Russian side, you know, the northern country. And then you have the beast. NATO, the EU, Babylon. All right, Amalek, which is you know, they occupy Israel, right, the land of Israel. All right, and it's going to pop off. So the way of the kings of the east is being prepared. All right, you had Putin rushed to the Kremlin this past Saturday. So you know that was an emergency. But the Lord is he's mustering the host of the battle. Proverbs 21:1, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord wants these nations to go to war with each other. All right, and he's going and he's making it happen. Everything on this earth and in between is all subject to the word of the word of the Most High, His will. All right, His will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So these nations ain't gonna have a choice. The Lord's gonna make them. So let's go to Revelation 16, and I'm gonna read 12, because this is what we seeing. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. And we're going to jump down to verse 16. It says, and he gathered them, he mustered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, which in the Hebrew is Harmageddon, which means mountain of the troops. All right, and what is he doing by, you know, keeping that tension flowing over there and bringing all these armies over there, so he can have them gather, so he can pour out upon them his indignation. Zephaniah 3 and verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, and that's what's happening. That I may assemble the kingdoms, and that's why there's nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. All right, the Lord is intentionally putting that tension between them to pour upon them mine indignation, because once they all are over there, you know, shields, tanks, fighter jets, Navy, you know, Navy jets, Navy ships, you name it, the Lord's gonna have them all together over there fighting, and the Lord's gonna come late to the party and stop the whole party and tear everybody a new one. That's just how it's gonna go. The Lord's gonna prevail. You could read that in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. When he saw that in the vision, he saw basically all he could perceive was the smell of smoke. All right, because the Lord came down and he didn't play no games. Him and Michael and all the archangels. It says, even all my fierce anger, because he's coming with that wrath and indignation. It says that he's going to devour all at once. All right? These people ain't going to be able to bear the day of the Lord, man. It says, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. And that's why it says in Zephaniah that day is gloominess. That's Zephaniah 1 and 14. It says the great day of the Lord is near. It is near. All right, with the Lord drying up the river Euphrates, that's how we know it's getting close. All right, the bear going against the beast. All right, MOTB is pretty much the next step. That's pretty much the next big thing, right? And hasteth greatly even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress. These people gonna be distressed, man. They already distressed now, but how much more on that day? These people still got a sense of pride on them, so they gonna figure it out real soon. It says a day of wasteness and desolation, because hey, it's gonna be slain. It's gonna be a bunch of slain worldwide. All right, we seeing little things here and there, but we ain't really seen like death on a major level. I said it in the lesson almost a week ago. Death is gonna set new trends, man. All right, and that's what's gonna shake these people up. It says a day of clouds and thick darkness. Okay, this is describing the day of the Lord, and the day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. All right, I'll keep reading down. It says, and I will bring distress upon men. They shall walk like blind men because they have sinned against the Lord. All right, you're gonna be in darkness trying to figure things out. You're gonna be trying to seek to the gods that you serve and worship, and you ain't gonna have no answers. You're just gonna be blind, man. Just groping in darkness. All right, and the Lord had the light shine through his prophets, his men who was out there constantly giving you the warning, but you wanted to remain blind, acting like you can already see when you couldn't. All right, and that day coming upon you unawares, he came upon you like a thief in the night. It says, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. Yeah, man, because riches profit not in the day of the Lord's wrath. It ain't gonna be a bag you can drop off to the Lord to turn back the laser beam that's gonna be coming out of the chariots. You're gonna be able to make a quick direct deposit payment to the Lord. Ain't none of that, man. The Lord said he will not meet you as a man. All right. It says, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of them that dwell in the land. So basically, in other words, what's going to happen is the Lord's going to level this place flat, Babylon, because we know, according to Revelation 18, that this place is going to be destroyed in 1 hour. All right, and that's the whole purpose of why the Lord is stirring up the Medes, which are the Russians, all right, against the West. And the Lord's putting the spirit on Putin, all right, to get more indignant, with the U.S. and NATO, making threats of having a nuclear showdown, a nuclear war. Well, it's a reason why that's a threat. And they're taking it serious, man. And they got missiles that can defy your missile defense systems. All right? The Lord put the spirit on them to develop that for their very purpose, so that the Lord can make a speedy riddance of this wicked place. While you over here marching about why you no longer have the privilege to murder the life that comes from between your feet. The Lord about to level, he gonna level this place, man. Too much folly, too much wickedness. So anyway, yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, there's a few more precepts, but we know that the Lord is he's stirring this thing up, man. All right. Oh, matter of fact, let me get Isaiah 13. This is Isaiah 13:1. It says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see, lift you up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. And that's what we're doing. We exalting his word of the Most High, and we're chatting this place down, man. All right. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness. All right. And we also lifting up our voice as a trumpet and calling our people out. And if they don't want to take the rebuke and they don't want to repent and come back to the Father and believe on the only begotten Son, they're going to die with it. They're going to be destroyed right alongside this devil, right here in Babylon. All right. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from my anger, his angels, even them that rejoice in my highness, though the noise of a multitude in the mountains. Because the Lord is he's gathering and ultimately in a place of Armageddon, the valley of decision. It says, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of great kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. So the Lord is he's gathering the nations, man. All right, and he's doing it for the controversy of Israel. All right, Joel 3. In Joel 3 and 1, it says, for behold, in those days, in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, because our punishment is just about up. Our iniquity is having an end. The Lord's getting ready to deliver his chosen, mainly starting with his elect. All right. It says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. All right, and that's these heathen nations, and we're at the end of the Gentiles being fulfilled in the Holy Land. You know, taking possession of the Holy Land. You got Amalek over there, you got Cush over there, you got Ishmael over there, and you got even some of our people that are over there that shouldn't be over there. The Lord's about to, he's gonna lay that place flat. Pursuant to Jeremiah 49, the least of the flock shall draw them out, meaning these armies. All right, and they shall make them desolate with them. All right, so America's going to get laid wasted, and even the land of Israel is going to be laid wasted, but it's going to be rebuilt and inhabited again. But America is going to be left as a wasteland, a desolate wasteland, a wilderness, just like ancient Sodom and Gomorrah. It will not be inhabited forever. So the Lord's going to do all this for the controversy of Israel. All right, and he's going to set us back in our land, and these nations they're gonna finally be in subjugation, and they're going to get it right. They're going to be put right back in their order. All right, there ain't going to be no more wars anymore. The earth is going to be rejuvenated, so things are going to go back to paradise. Right now, everything is in ruins. The whole earth language and is fading. It's getting weaker. So the Lord got to come back and put a stop, you know, to the reign of the heathen, because this is what the world looks like when the heathens are in power. Chaotic, destroyed, ruined. So anyway, you know, I got to go back in. My lunch almost over with, but, you know, I had to do a quick lesson on this video. All right, the prophecy of Euphrates River drying up is happening now, 2022. So I'm pretty sure, because it's been going on for the last, 20 years or so, that the Lord been drying it up. But now it's starting to get to where they can report on it, because it's a lot less water, and pretty soon you're gonna be able to even walk across it. And that's when, when the war kicks off, tanks can roll all through there. It become basically a battleground. And the Lord is setting the stage, man. So, hey, beautiful. Call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So with that, I'm going to close. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And until the next lesson, I say, Shalom.